Om Vasudeva Sutam Devam Kamshachanuramardhanam Devaki Paramanandam Krishnam Bande Jagadguru. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Our salutation to Bhagavan Sri Krishna, the son of Vasudeva, the destroyer of the demon Kamsa and Chanura, the dear darling of Mother Devaki, the world, the teacher of the world, and the benefactor of the universe. I salute him. Om, peace, peace, peace. So we are back to our reading.
Swamiji, hold on a second.
Okay. We are back to our reading of Bhagavat. We are in the book number 3, chapter 29, and verse 20. We finished. We are today, we'll read from 21 on page number 279. So this discussion is continuing. It is Devahuti and Kopila. Kopila is the son, but he is born as incarnation with mother Devahuti. And the Devahuti is asking question, and as a guru, though son, but as a guru and the world teacher, he is talking, responding to the question of mother. And that's world classic. It is called Kopilo Upadesha. And then it started with this book number 3, chapter 29, is one of the very interesting and very important part of the Bhagavad Gita, where bhakti is praised so beautifully. And bhakti, Devahuti asked this question at the very beginning of the chapter 29, that you have told me in details about the Sankhya Yoga, Sankhya philosophy. You have told me about what is called Prakriti, what is called the Mahatattva and its other objects, and also you talked about Purusha, the consciousness. The purpose of such knowledge being attainment of the devotion. You said that by this process, people can grow in devotion and love, and that devotion to Bhagavan will help them to get out of the bondage of life and death. Now the question Devahuti is put, tell me also about the course of the jiva in samsara, how much the cycle of birth and death, about the joys and sufferings when involved in it, by a knowledge of which an aspirant may gain detachment from this. Now tell me, teach me, how being born in this world of birth and death and old age and disease, how one can get out of it, how one can get released from it. Tell me about the course that. I also wish to be instructed about the nature, what is called time, which is the power of God. God's one tool is power. In power, everything is born, power in every time. In time, everything born, time, everything grows, destroys, and creation starts. Tell me about the glory of God, which is time. So, and then with this, then Kopilo then started responding to this question. And what he said before, there's some devotional disciplines he talked about, that the mind attains such a state by adopting the disciplines. What are the disciplines? There are 3 types of devotion he talked about. 3 gunas are there, Sattva, Rajas, and Tamas. The person who is dominated by tamasa nature, they will imagine God according to that. They worship gods, a beating of the cruel nature. Like a tribal people have tribal ideas about God. They're tribal gods. So they will be cruel nature, entirely separated, like a polytheistic God to be propitiated, and they think that God loves blood. So sacrifice, killing, that the tamasic people will worship God in that pattern. Vengeance, ostentation, jealousy, and other low propensities, as they have in their mind, they think their God should be more powerful. If anyone does something, go and stab and kill, like that. The man who has a Rajasika nature, this is verse number 9, we have already read it. Just I am linking it behind a little bit. The Rajasic nature worship me as extraneous being, think that I am not one with him, but I am not here, I am outside. And not only that, they like to worldly enjoyments, wealth and fame. So their deity will be made gorgeous deity, golden, this, that, all extraneous show more than pure devotion that is in sattika quality. And the sattika quality, people when they worship, their gods will be very simple. They are our God, Ramakrishna. Very simple. There is no gorgeous gold, throne, jewelry, sitting on the pompous things. No, very simple, sattika, pure, ordinary, God intoxicated ideal. No, so that's why sattika quality is like that. Performs to worship the sattika nature, still maintaining the attitude of separation. God is separate from me, but I am His servant. I am His friend. The five moods are there. Why? For the liberation from the bondage of karma or attaining moksha. When the mere bearing of my excellences, when by the mere hearing of my excellences, the mind streams forth like the waters of the Ganges into the sea, unmotivated, unrestricted, and one pointed towards me, the Purushottama, the presence in the hearts of all. The kind of love is called bhakti that transcends the gunas. So they get, this is the rare quality, sattika quality, when mind flows like incessantly towards the, gushing towards the ocean as it were, the love flows unconditional, not for anything but love for love's sake. That helps them to transcend the sattva, raja and tama, three gunas. The mind attains then such a state by adopting these disciplines that the duties of life have to be performed with detachment as an offering to the divine. So they will learn, their practice will be ritualistic worship, promoting devotion. Uh, they will do ritual to grow in love for God. They will do some karma that will help them to purify their heart. My images they will install out of devotion, they will establish some particular divine image of me and be worshipped. Then they can be seen, touched, and glorified by what? They will praise me with the pure love, and which will stimulate devotion in their heart. My presence they will see in all beings also, not in temple. You will see me in the temple, in the image, Shaktika image, to gain love, devotion, etc. They offer flower, puspa, everything, not with any motivation, but for love's sake. And then he will also, as he meditates there or sees, try to see God there, he will try to see God in every being. And the Vedanta is coming here, and there is Ramakrishna Vedanta. My presence in all being should be recognized. This bhakti will help someone to see God everywhere. See what is Vedanta. Vedanta gives to see God everywhere. Bhakti also will ultimately But Sattiko Bhakti, not Tamasiko, Rajasiko. As Christ said, no, don't worship as the publicans do. They show their spirituality by rosary in the middle of in the front of everybody, saying that I'm doing on the rosary. In the early tradition, probably Jewish people, those who are really little outshowing. Hinduism also is there, wearing so many ornaments of beads and mark and this and that, so much show of spirituality. But you see, in the Ramakrishna tradition, Ramakrishna himself, he has no mark up outside, he has no Girva cloth even. He's a holy man, he has no such outside expression of holiness, pure Sattvika. That's why Christ. Afterward, Christianity become king's religion. They sing, they came the throne and gold and jewel and all this. But look at the early days of Christianity. Where were Christ? It is just a monk, wandering monk, half clad, deep in spirituality. So that is the Sattvika devotion. So my presence, he will see in all being and he will recognize that. The mind should be so disciplined as to have no attachment to worldly objects. His mind will be so, love will flow towards God so much that it will not be inclined to world and worldly thoughts. Holy men should be honored. Men in distress should be shown sympathy and kindness, and equals should be treated with friendliness and courtesy. Control of the external senses and of the mind should be practiced. The scriptures should be heard and studied continuously. My name and God's names and deeds should be heard and glorified. And straightforwardness and selfless attitude should be cultivated. So, this devotion to grow the slower grade of love to the higher grade of love will be practiced gradually, gradually. The main thing should be that that will reflect in the character of the person. You will respect everyone. You will try to see God, the same God what is worshipping. Shiva Jnana Jiva Shiva. Ramakrishna said, uh, Swami Vivekananda. Here is also, in every person, you will see the Lord, me, capital. Is the company of holy men should be short. A man who practices the spiritual disciplines, making the attainment of love for God as the sole object of his life, will gain absolute purity of mind, as a result of which he will have the capacity to constantly remember me and delight and to be absorbed in me. So, spirituality does not come so easily. Uh, so, this attitude should be changed. I'm serving God, I'm fortunate. Wherever I see, I cannot do, but my inner feeling should be there that it is God, 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 everywhere, in every heart. Uh, Gita says that Ishvara Sarvabhutanam Hriddese Arjuna Tishtati. O Arjuna, Ishvara, the Lord, is residing in the heart of all. And then what will happen? As the fragrance carried by the wind swiftly reaches the organ of smell, normally wind blows, the smell of the flower or bad smell also is carried out and it comes to the nose. Similarly, mind will be freed from the worldliness by the disciplines of devotion. This devotion practice learns to go effortlessly to the Supreme Being. Then mind becomes pure. So, by the practice of this type of devotion, what will happen? That their mind will move to God and God alone. Because there is no attachment for any other thing of the world which pulls their mind backward. Now we read verse number 21. I abide in all beings as their innermost soul. This regarding my presence within them Men make me a show of worshipping me through images. Hey, see? 21. Aham sarveshu bhuteshu bhutatma avastita sada tam abhaggayamang marta kurute archa vidammanam. Beautiful verse of the Bhagavat. People do Murti Puja, the worship in the, but they have to invoke the divine and to see God there. But they have no heart of seeing God there, even in the image. In the name of image, they make merriment, as goes on. For you go to the festive pujas, Durga Puja comes, see, you will find in Hinduism, people are thronging thousands for what? Dance, singing, decoration, and how who is dressed in what way, talking about their own dresses, and this mother's puja is going. That's why it said it is a kurute orcha, this worship, vidambana, worthless, just fuss, a fuss of worship. There is no devotion, there is no purpose, and everything is going pompous outside. And for the Lord, when things needed, minimum budget there, minimum type of a cloth for their own purpose. They will purchase the highest best buy in this that, and for the Lord, 1 penny, 10 cents cloth, one cloth, okay, half a feet. So this is they are doing Kurute Bhagavat Bhasa Tam Avagayamang, the I am residing in the heart of all. Ami Bhuto Atma, I'm the Atma of the Bhutas of the created beings. Not ignoring that, what they do unnecessarily the worship of the idols. That's why the idol. They don't worship me, but worshipping me in the image is a process to reach God. But forgetting that and forgetting to see that I am serving others. When question of serving others come, they turn their back and think they're all human. And you go and worship the image. That means in the front of image you can sit and doze and go, do whatever, sleep. People will think that you are doing meditation, no? But in human being, if you have to give one glass of water, if there is something wrong in it, you can get a scolding. Hey, what did you do? But you give it to God, whatever you give to God, who cares? So this is just a show of puja. If you do that more, really love there, your love will grow to see everyone and to feel everyone's suffering, everyone's push, and serving everyone. I'm serving the Lord who is my heart, who is in my heart. So this is the Bhagavat. Real Bhagavat is this. Aham sarveshu bhuteshu. I am in the heart of all. Bhuto Atma. I am as an Atma, the self of the individuals. Avasthita. Sada. I am residing all the time in the heart of all. Otherwise everyone will be dead. Because of the presence, eyes are blinking, mind is functioning, anger, trust, love, hatred, everything is possible. I am existing all the time. Tam avaggayo, not looking at my presence in everyone's heart. Kurute archa birammanam. They do worship. It's just a pass, just a show of devotion. This is now if one disregards a man who persecutes me, residing in others. People sometimes say, oh, you are not following this religion. Okay, you are wrong. I can teach you. Convert, get it, or torture, even torture, physical torture, no? So he's saying a man who persecutes me, actually he does not persecute the other man, but he's persecuting me, who I am residing in the heart. So who gets the most trouble? The car does not get the trouble. Who sits inside the car, he is in trouble. So ignoring the Lord who is driving the car, you ignore that he is the Lord of the universe and he is sitting in the heart of all, not able to look at that side. A man who persecutes me, capital, I am residing in others, who is proud and haughty, who looks upon God as other, such a person will never attain to peace of mind. That's why they do puja, they do all this worship and all these things. Don't find peace inside. Their fundamental principle is wrong. That you want to do devotion to God, God does not belong into the temple only. Yes, if you can see God there, why not God in others, in everyone, every person? So this is not the Vedanta, this is the Bhakti Vedanta. This is Bhakti school talking so highly about that. If a man disregards and persecutes fellow beings, but worships me in the image with numerous rituals and rich offerings, I am not at all pleased with him for profaning such worship or showing such type of worship. Jo mang sarveshu bhuteshu svantam atmanam ishcharam hitva archang bhajate maudhan, foolishly does worship maudhan. Bhasma ni eva juhotisa. See what he is doing? He is putting ghee, clarified buttermilk, in ashes, not in fire. Fire is God, but the fire is extinct. And if you put some, you go on doing home of fire, as we do, take a spoon and say, Ramakrishnaya Swaha, Swaha, Swaha. Why you are putting Swaha? In a fire, no? Where there is God. But if you have not that idea, your all offering is going to the ashes. This is Bhagavad is saying. Dishata parakaye mang manino mitra darshina bhutesu baddhavairasya na mana shantim richati. Says that if a man is persecuting me, residing in the others, and is proud of dishata parakaye, I am residing in others' body, not looking at that. He is making looking upon him out of haughtiness and anger, persecuting me. Mang manino mitra darshina bhutesu baddha vairasya namona shanti michati. Will never attain peace by this type of worship. If a man disregards and persecutes fellow beings, but worships me in the image of numerous rituals, mucca avachai dravyai kriya yogatpannam anage naivang tusset archito archayang bhutagramo avamanina. Oh, these are very beautiful verses. So, a man disregarding and persecuting fellow being, at the same time doing image worship with numerous rituals and rich offering, I am not at all pleased with that puja. We find such examples, plenty of examples in a very Rajasika puja place or Tamasika puja place. There a pompous puja is going on, and a person who is seeking for some little prasad, they are thrown away from the temple ground, etc. So this is to bhakti should create a different personality. That is the main thing. It should not be to show how grand way you can perform the puja. Now, a man should, however, worship me in images. Hey, so what he will do? Will he give up the image worship? No, we have to do because we cannot think of God the absolute. I can think only in my level. I am a human being. I have a limited power of imagination. My mind can go up to this much. So better to have a divine image for my object of meditation. That's why a man should, however, worship me in images, side by side with discharging his duties, which include the love of all beings. Simultaneously, it should proceed. You do the puja, your life should reflect that. When you're doing the interaction with other people or trying to do any service, there should be respectful, loving relation, the things to do and contribute, not become selfish. So, side by side, discharging his duties, which include the love of all beings, until he actually realizes my presence in himself and in all beings. So, they will have to practice that. Orchad abo orchait tavat ishwaram. He will have to do image worship. Puja has to do. Up to that far, Mang Sakarmakrit, being engaged in his own work, Japadna Veda, till he understands that Sahridi, in my heart, the Lord, and the Sarva Bhutesu Avasthitam, my Lord who is residing in me is existing in the heart of all. Till you understand that, do the puja, worship with the spirit and make, see, both your life meaningful. How many hours people can do puja in the temple? No, uh, but whole day there is enough time to deal with others, to deal with our family members, friends. In our ashrama, we have so many devotees, residents, monks. So, what if, see, here puja, here meditation should reflect in the life. It go to manifest that I am seeing, I am serving, and this practice should continue, serving God, serving, till I feel that yes, who is in me is the and others who I am serving. I am serving Him only. In my meditation, in my prayer, here and here, and eyes open. So we say that but this whole movement has been focused in the temple focus. Most of the dualistic worship has been centered around the focusing the deity, but not the God who is residing in human body, the Lord residing in the human. So 25 verse says that one should, however, worship me in image, along with side by side with discharging his duties. And the duty, what is the duty? It will include love of all beings until he actually realizes my capital presence in himself and in all beings. As long as a man is self centered, makes an absolute distinction between himself and others, without recognizing the unity of all in me, the inner pervader, he will be subject to the great fear of death, including every form of deprivation of self interest. So, overcoming the separateness of a self centered life, one should serve all being with gifts, honor, and love, recognizing that such service is really being rendered to me, capital, who reside in all beings as their innermost soul. So the point is repeating again and again all these verse 21 to 25, 27. It says that aham dishata parakaye mang manino hinnadoshina. Those who hate others, not knowing that I reside in their body, and Bhinnadoshina, separate, I am separate, you are separate, this idea. Bhutesu baddha vairasya namono shantimicchati. And acharj or orchad, avo orchad, atmanastu parasyapi ja karoti antaro udaram tasyo bhinna desho mrittur bidardhe vayam ulvanam. That is the point, that if he does not see me in others, overcome the separativeness from myself, and that means what spiritual life is self. Swami Vivekananda coined this word. Selflessness is God. Forget yourself. Serve God, think of others, and try to see God everywhere. That is the, if you want genuine devotion. Who wants genuine devotion? If anyone wants genuine devotion, they will have to work on this, to see the divine within, to see the divine I worship, and to see the divine in all living being. At least not all living being. At least we can see in the holy people, in the good people, in the devotees who are worshipping, lovers of God. We can see that identity. Therefore, atomang sarvabhuteshu bhutat sarvabhuteshu bhuto atmanam kritanayam. Atomang, therefore me, sarvabhuteshu, in all the created beings, bhutatmanam, the Atman is residing in the heart of everyone who is Krito Alayam. He has taken a nest in the heart of all, God. Or Hayet Dano Manabhyam. How to live in our life? How should you respect others? By Dano and Mano, two words. Dano means give gift. What gift you can give? If someone comes, a poor guy, try to give some help. Dana. If someone is honorable comes, give mana, samman, honor, respect. So dana manabhyam maitra avinnena chaksusa. Like a friend, look at the friend. Don't look upon anyone as enemy. Avinno is my one, because in my heart who is there, in your heart he is there. So recognize that such service is really being rendered to me, who I am residing in all beings as their innermost soul. Now, spiritual view of evolution. Superior to gross matter are beings endowed with life. Superior to gross matter, now he is classifying the human life is how precious. He is saying, Jivaha Sresta Ajivanam, those who have life force and those who have no life. Stone, brick, building, wood, these are stump. These are no life, at least hidden, but we cannot consider the same way the sensitivity in the body, in a jiva. So the superior to gross matter, these are gross matter. 5 gross matter are what? Air, water, fire, etc., etc. These are the gross matter. In comparison to that, superior is that those who are endowed with life. Endowed with life, amoeba, single cell, bacteria. Superior to the latter, there are creatures with breath. There are creatures in the world who breathes. So the evolution, they're showing how the life evolves from one level to the higher level to the higher level to the human life. So he says, Jiva Srishta Ajivanam Tato Prana Brit. Those who have prana, they can breathe in. Tato Sachitta. Those mind is sensitive. They are breathing, but their mind is not alert. Those who have the development of mind, that means rudimentary consciousness, then higher than them, Prabharas Tattva cha Indriya Vittaya. Still higher are for those who sense powers, who have the power of the senses, no? All the reptiles and the lower type. How many Infinite number of creatures are there. They have analyzed every soul like that there is so many gradation of development in the life, expression of life, or those with sense power. That means first it is called jada, matter, versus consciousness. Little consciousness manifesting, little breath they are breathing, but their mind is not developed. Then mind is not, senses didn't develop much, no perception like human being. You can see five senses are strong in our eyes, ear, nose. They're all perception. Among them, those endowed with a taste, like fish are superior to those with a sense of touch. They are, some can taste, some animal can touch, feel. Only that is with the sense of touch, only like vegetation. Superior to them still are those capable of hearing the sound. Superior to the creatures endowed with the above sense alone are those that can distinguish color and form. There are the lower creatures, they cannot distinguish red, uh, all the seven colors, no? Distinction they cannot do. Still higher are those with teeth, who have teeth. Superior to them are those with many legs. Superior to them also are four-footed creatures. Superior to those, in turn, is two-footed man. Among the two-footed men, there are four varnas. There are four class of people in the society, which is called caste, of which Brahmana, who has brain is more developed, thinks of God, divine, scriptures, they are called Brahmana. Brahmana's son is not Brahman, but Brahmanic quality. So they are the highest. Among the Brahmanas, among many Brahmanas, maybe they are uh, born in the family. But those who have studied the Vedas, they are superior. And then among those who have read the scriptures, Upanishad, etc., who know the meaning of the Vedas, they are higher. And even among them, those who have complete mastery, have and have no doubts about the meaning of the Vedic passages, they are the highest. Huh? So gradation going from one level to the other level. And then a human being, among them the best is the Brahmins. Among the hundreds and thousands of Brahmins who have read the Vedas, those who have read the Vedas, among them who have understood the meaning of the Vedas, understood the meaning of the Vedas, who have dived deep into understand and experience what Brahman, what Atman means. So gradually they are classifying from zero to the human, and human to the culmination of human birth. Superior to these still are those who discharge their duties faultlessly. Yeah? They have understood the Vedic meaning, etc. But above them, there will be still higher are those who discharge their duties faultlessly. Even this Bhagavat is recognizing that those who discharge their duties faultlessly. This is a word, no? It's verse number 33. तस्मात् मुई अर्पितो अशेष क्रिया अर्थात्मा निरंतर. Among the human, those who have studied the scriptures, Upanishads, and understood the meaning and practicing that way, among them, muyi arpito ashesha kriya. Here they are offering all their actions. Muyi arpito. Arpito is offering ashesha, all types of kriya actions. Kriyartha Atma Nirantar. Day and night in every breath, what they are doing, they are mentally offering all to me. It is, oh Lord, it is yours. And mind and soul and heart will say, I am for you, O Lord, I am for you, O Lord. That's the intoxication comes. Nirantara, that practice should be continuous. Mayi arpita atmana pungsha, mayi sangnasya karmana. They will offer mayi arpita atmana, they will put their mind and heart in me, and mayi sangnasya karmana. All the karma at the end, he will say, "Oh Lord, I offer at the feet of you." And the Gita, what it said, is the same, but it elaborated so deeply. So that is the verse number. Na pashyami parang bhutum akartum samadarshana. Therefore, superior man, even to him, is the devotee who have unconditionally surrendered all his actions and their fruits together with his body and mind to me. I do not find anyone superior to such person who has surrendered his all actions and his self along with all his belongings to me. Such a person sees me everywhere and is free from the egotistic sense that he is an agent. So, such a person sees God, me means Krishna, everywhere, and he becomes free from the egotistic sense that he is an agent. He gets out of his idea that I, I goes away. For that type of devotee, his I dissolves into God. Now, 34 verse says, it is a particle of the Lord that dwells in all beings as the jiva. Huh? As if a spark of that light is everywhere. A particle of the Lord is in everyone. Satchidananda particle. No? Knowing this, one should salute all being mentally. Manosaitani bhutani prunamet Bohu, Manayan. When we see each other, that's why the Hindu culture has come. Namaste. Huh? Pranamit. They said, you salute. Manusa etani. Even you don't do that, but mentally, you can salute everyone. It's an internal culture. Manusha, by your mind, etani bhutani, all these created beings, you know, pranamit. With you bow down to them with prestige, with dignity. Manana. Ishvara jivakalaya pravishtu bhagavaniti. Thinking that Ishvara, the Lord of the creation, eh, jivakalaya, being a kala, part of Ishvara. Ishvara is the whole ocean. We are all little drops of droplets. So Ishvara, jiva, kala, means part of the Ishvara, the total. Thinking this, they will salute everyone, give honor to everyone. Amanina manudena kirtaniya sadahari, that idea. Yeah, right. So monasaitani bhutani punamet buhumanan isharo jivakalaya pravishtu bhagavan iti. So the particle of the Lord that dwells in all beings, that is called the Jiva. Knowing this, one should salute all beings mentally, at least not physically. You need not have to go to a tiger to pranam in front of tiger. Mentally you do, oh Lord, you are there in the tiger. You are in a bad guy. You are in a very angry guy. You are a selfish guy. And there also God is there, but salute mentally. But your respect goes to God, not to the evil character. Now, time. Time is which is the power of God. He has created time. That's why we call time space cohesion. The world is time space cohesion. We call Maya is time space cohesion. Why? You are entered into time, then you are gone. Everything will be dictated by time.
Time space continuum.
Continuum. Yeah, endlessly. So long you are in the trap, again you will have to go through that time. So what is time? He is explaining. Bhakti yogascha maya mana budorita yayor eka tare naiva purushang brajet. He says, what is it? What it is time? 36. He who is called Bhagavan, Brahman, and Paramatman has an aspect called providence, Daiva, which, though connected with his aspects of Purusha and Prakriti, is distinct from them. It is what sets in motion. It sets in motion the cycle of the jiva's involvement in repeated births and deaths. So that is the time. Involvement of individual soul in the cycle of birth and death. He was one with the ocean, no problem. But when it gets separated and waves and ripples come, then birth and death. Birth comes, growth comes, death comes, birth comes, growth comes. See, you look at go to the beach and observe how continuously infinite number of ripples and bubbles are coming and merging and bobbing and coming and coming and going and going and coming. It is this unique power of the Lord causing the transformation of being into different forms that is called Kala or time. Time is that the unique, it is the power of the Lord. Maya Shakti. Vedanta says Brahman is one absolute. Changes come by Maya. Huh? Maya. So see here Mahamaya, or you can say the power of God. Simple. Ramakrishna said the power, God and his power. All this activity in the level of power. So it is in the unique power of the Lord causing the transformation of beings into different forms. That is called the Kala. There is no difference, but difference is created in time. And that is in time it happens, birth comes, generates growth, and then turns to maturity, then turns to old age, then turns to end, again comes up, forced by something. This is called the Maya. But if one understands that he is not, who will not be bound by time, who goes deep into the ocean, down deep, you go 1 mile down deep the ocean. There is no birth and there is no death. Silence, total silence. All everything going on the little bit of surface. Think of the ocean, Pacific Ocean. Just mentally imagine. You are diving, scuba diving, and going down, 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 down. Stillness, calmness. Only the movement of the aquatic animals that you can find, and that may be little disturbance. This is deep silence. So this is the silence goes on if we can go dive deep. That's why Ramakrishna used to sing that song. Doobu 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 doop shagore amar mon. Oh my mind, dive deep, dive deep, dive deep, dive deep, deep into the ocean. Doobu 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 lepami hriday maji Brindavan. You will find Brindavan, the place of the abode of the Lord, if you dive deep in your heart. On the surface, you are in the time, within the clutches of the time. We are all bound by time. That is called time. It is the power of God. Bhakti school will say it is the power of God. Ramakrishna said, Brahman and its power. It gives rise to the fear of death in beings who identify themselves with their evolutes of Prakriti and see a clear difference between themselves and others. No? We seeing difference totally, not understanding the truth. We are in the cycle of the Prakriti and Vikriti. That's why we say Holy Mother's song, Prakriti Vikriti Shunnam Nityamananda Murting. I am beyond, no Lord Ramakrishna. The Prakriti and Vikriti Shunnam. You are beyond, void of Prakriti and Vikriti. There is no changes and there is no coming and going. Supporting all and permeating all, it causes the destruction of one combination of element by another combination. All the five combinations are what? Air, water, fire, space, and uh, air,
Earth.
water, fire, space are key.
Earth.
Yeah?
Earth.
Earth. So in these five, everything is a combination and permutation of these five. This body is a combination and permutation of these five. This anything is it, the tree, plant, everything is a combination, permutation and combination. More of the earth element, more of the fire element, more of this. So everything is a combination. But this is called the time, and that is the power of God, and that has been creating different diversity in the mind of others. It causes destruction of one combination of elements by another combination. It is none other than Lord Vishnu, the all pervading being, the master of all worship, and the one who draws everything into himself. He is impartial to all, there being none dear or inimical or related to him. The unceasing movement of time consumes all beings who are heedless of the process of are engrossed in their enjoyment and activities. So what does it say? Bhagavan, the God, has the question, we in the God's creation, why so much suffering? God does not create suffering for us. It is the jivas in time. In time it has happened, all the combination of these five elements, the Shakti of God manifest only, but this combination creates different material. As we cook with the same material maybe, but your permutation and combination of the quantity of the things, the taste will be different. Each item you can name it, no? Same sandesh, people prepare sweetmeats. So milk and sugar, fundamental ingredient. How many types of sugar sweet can be prepared? So infinite number of variation can be done. So similarly, it is important, impartial. God is impartial. Milk and sugar is the impartial thing. Now a combination and permutation giving so many likes and dislikes of people, and people are enjoying, people like, hate it, and don't like it. So these are all creation of the God's power. In that's the time, space causation. Out of fear of Him, huh? Whose fear? God's fear, or time, power. That Jad nas tapaso bhita. Out of fear of him, the wind blows, the sun emits heat and the light. Stars shine, clouds rain, tree, plants, and creepers yield flowers and fruits in proper season. Rivers flow downstream, the oceans maintain their levels, fire burns, earth with its mountains remains firm, the sky provides space for life giving breath to breathe. Prakriti evolves the worlds with seven layers constituting the universal body of the Brahma, Vishnu, Shiva, in charge of creation, preservation, etc., performs its cosmic function. Everything is created by the will of that cosmic power. By, Upanishad says that by his will, uh, that sun is shining, the moon is lighted, the stars are in existence because of the power of God. So here it says, out of the fear of Bhayat Tasya Agni Stapati. In the Upanishad, similar verses are there. Nabhu Dadati. Here the beautiful language here. Jat Nasta Tapayo Vita लताश्चो औषधिभिः सह शेषे काले अभिगृह्णन्ति पुष्पाणि च फलानि च. The flowers are blooming because of his wish. Uh, Bruvanti, Sharito, Vita. The rivers are flowing. The oceans are maintaining their uh, what is called boundaries, space. The Agni, Indhe, the fire is giving the burning power. So Giri, V, with the mountains and everything. So everything is working in his own way because of the fear of God. Bhayat Sagnistapati. So beautiful. Let him read again. It says, out of fear of him capital, the wind blows, the sun emits heat and light, the stars shine, clouds rain, trees, plants, and creepers yield flowers and fruits in proper season. Rivers flow downstream. The oceans maintain their levels. Fire burns. The earth, with its mountain, remains firm. The sky provides space for life-giving breath to breath. Prakriti evolves the world with 7 layers constituting the universal body. And Trimurti, that means Brahma, Vishnu, and Shiva, creation, preservation, and destruction in charge, performs its cosmic function. Thus, time is limitless, though itself without beginning or end. Time, capital time, is limitless, though itself is without beginning or end. It provides a beginning and end for all entities. Though time has no beginning and end, as we say, Maya has any beginning. When Maya started, who will say? And when it will end, who will say? People are dying, still Maya is continuing. We have our father, grandfather, grandfather. They were living in the ground, they are all gone, but still the world is moving on and we are here, we are also going. And then new generation will come, it continues. When it ends, where is the beginning, where is the end? Time is his power. So long he is there, his power is also there. So thus, time is limitless, though itself without beginning or end. It provides a beginning and end for all entities. It gives origin to all creatures through their parents and determines also their end, including the end of Antaka, the king of death himself. Even the death, god of death, he will also have to die at one time. Eh, They have a time for ruling the world, but they will also have to die. So this here ends the chapter 29. We'll read the verse 30th chapter next day, where Kopila continues his advice to his mother, Devahuti, and the destiny of the sinful. Now they say, you do this practice, you attain to this perfection, and you are the highest person. If you can grow in love, uninterrupted love for God will create a different personality itself. But if you do sinful act, what will happen? Then we'll hear from them. If you don't lead a good life, then what will be the result? They will talk about that next day. Okay, so we end here. I think this 29th chapter is very very much in tune with our understanding, and that is the how in the Upadesha talking to ultimately truth is that to see God everywhere and to serve God everywhere. It is the message of all spiritual teachings. Om Shanti 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 Hari Om Tat Sat Sri Ram Krishna Arpanamastu. So we'll be reading tomorrow, this afternoon, 7:30 evening, we'll have our Santi Gita, that class for Santi Gita. And then what? After that Santi Gita, tomorrow we'll have our gospel reading at 7:30. Thank you all for joining online. I do not know how many are there or not.
Not many, only
No
14
one
people.
comes in this.
And the other one, only 14 people.
বাহ, ঠিক আছে, ওকে।